Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
All right, welcome. Next, here we go. Hey guys, welcome to the next episode. As you just saw there, that was Leon's match. We were supposed to show that last week, but last week we had so many guests, on. But thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us. I mean, how proud of you when you saw that performance on last weekend.
Extremely proud because I knew what's the story behind those two goals,
Yeah.
I knew what my son was thinking, and I knew how he felt in the morning. I was very angry about not starting. And, one of the main reasons we went to Aston Villa was to contribute to the club in a meaningful way and to also be given the opportunity to show what he can do.
Yeah.
You can't show that from the bench.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he and I knew.
Exactly.
I was very proud of him. And he shows that he's no ordinary player.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. So people are probably gonna think of what the title means. And I wasn't around during that, so we'll get there in a second. First, I want to ask how you're feeling this week. I know it's been a bit of a tougher week for you, but
Yeah,
how are you
this week has been a really tough week for me. Health-wise, I've not been feeling very well at all. Missed 2 days of training, and I haven't done that in about 15 years. So it hasn't been good. But at the same time, in that time, I've been able to start to think and act on the commercial aspects of Leon
Yeah.
and Phoenix, and what we can do to build a brand and monetize it. So you start to think for the future. You don't think about just today.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And you need the rest in general, not even just if you're sick, just you do too much,
yeah,
Yeah.
most people think I'm just sitting there just
Yeah.
having fun. They don't realize I wear about 1,000,000 caps, but
Jeez.
hey, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next week is a bit better week. I know we were trying to coordinate, for training tour. Because if you guys know, we're doing a lot more filming now of training. You can follow our Phoenix Academy YouTube page, and I was unfortunately couldn't see him at the training, but everyone, I'm sure all the viewers too, are wishing, things improve for the better. So
I'm also excited. Whisper has gotten accepted into 2 schools in Europe, and so has Jade and Putty. So we're we're ready for them to move, and they've gotten their visas, so it's only a matter of time. So we'll have in the next 15 days, we'll have 11 new young players
Really?
in Europe,
Wow.
and that's a magnificent achievement. And we still haven't finished yet. We have more to go in January into trials and stuff in Belgium and
Mm-hmm.
Germany. So,
And so you're saying the next crop now has to step up right here in Jamaica?
yeah, the next crop is stepping up.
Mhm.
Young Sean and those guys,
Skylar,
Dylan and
that's going to be
Skylar
exciting
and
to watch.
Bell and so on. So
So it's going to be or we're trying to make it a quicker show because Craig has an engagement he has to go to. So
Casey's birthday.
Casey's
Take her
birthday.
to the country.
Yeah, exactly. So happy birthday, Casey. Put in the comments too. So wanted to ask you. I'll bring up the article. So as you guys see in the title of the video, a few years back, so a particular person actually called Leon an ordinary player back then when he was. Or give us the backstory of this. I'll put up the.
Well, it's funny because this wasn't gonna be our show today, our topic today, but I got a call from someone who told me on the radio that this journalist Oral Tracy's out there saying that Leon Bailey was not being called ordinary by the then technical director of the national team, Vin Blaine. And this was one of the things that I had said showed the bias and unethical situation Jamaica selection process was in. Vin Blaine was also the technical director of a club here at Harborview at the time. And Leon this is in 2017 that the article was written. And at that time in 2017, Leon had still been under 20. Yeah, this is very, very important. And in fact, it was written about what the man said 3 years prior to 2017.
Yeah.
And it was about when Leon went to Jamaica's under 17 training. He and Kyle went, and Vin Blaine at the time said that the boys were dribbling too much, and so he didn't select them. However, the boys scored about 3 or 4 goals each
in
the training matches and did not lose the ball. Kyle didn't lose the ball not even one time. But yet he turned around, and when he was asked why he didn't select Leon, he went and told the media that Leon was just an ordinary player. He's just ordinary. He's nothing special. Now, years after, they go on the radio on a show called KLS with Orville Higgins, who's another biased reporter. And he went on to say that, Leon, he never said Leon was an ordinary player. People don't realize that paper trails are very, very clear. Yeah. And what Vin Blaine was doing was trying to defend his position of not selecting Leon. And now he has come on and said that, we were making all these demands and that Leon refused to train. And he wanted to just come saying that Leon was at training one day and then left for Europe and then asked to come back a week later, which is totally, if anyone tracks the history, they'll realize that we left in 2011, we came back in 2015, 14, and then we left again in 2015 or 16, and Leon signed immediately and played in Genk. The man is now confusing the under 17 training to when Theodore Whitmore didn't select Leon in the under 20, of which he had no part to play. So it's really Vin Blaine. Yeah, so it's sad because here it is, someone who is selecting the national team of Jamaica. he's connected to a football club. And for a player to get a contract in England, he must have 75% of his country's last 15 games as a starter. So if you're connected to a football club and you're the coach of the national team, you're going to put your own players into the national team so that they can get contracts overseas.
Yeah.
And this is what I have been lashing out against all this time. It was never about Leon or Kyle. It was about principle. Yeah. I personally have always recused myself from even wanting to be a coach.
Question: was that when it started, or did you already see issues with it before Leon?
No, the issues were before Leon. Look, Leon, and this is why his story about Leon being ordinary doesn't hold water. Before he made that statement, Leon, at 12 years old, won the Kingston and St. Andrew under 13 MVP and top scorer, under 15 MVP and top scorer, and under 17 MVP, all in the same year at 12 years old, playing against players 5 years a senior. And you don't select him for any of those teams, and you say he's ordinary. Now, recently, today, he went on the radio and tried to claim that I was making all these demands. That's why he didn't select him. And that I was on the sideline shouting at Leon to take on the players and destroy them. Hey, I'm his dad.
Of course.
I'm allowed to do
why
that.
would a coach not say that?
Why would I not say that? And that he didn't want Leon with the national players. So this whole crock of, I don't want to use the term, filth that this man is saying and being supported by this journalist really irritated me today.
Yeah.
And today of all days, when the cancer is really bothering me, it is not a day to get on the wrong side. So I went on the program. Oral Tracy, who is another journalist, who took it to task and put him on TV and wrote an article about it, which is an article you're seeing here in 2017, also stated that he's inaccurate at best. And I would go as far as to say that he's a liar. Yeah. And anyone who supports him now trying to create a different story to try and explain away his statement at the time is also a liar. And that's what the journalist Orville Higgins was trying to do. You cannot have a man's explanation being used as fact and evidence to deny what he said before, the original statement. So as usual, I have very little diplomacy and tact and all of that. So I just told him straight up on the national radio he was inaccurate. And I'm always going to defend not just Leon, but any player's character. You don't attack players or call them ordinary. I have had players, Messi Marsh from Cavaliers. I believe in that kid's talent. I've never called him ordinary. I've never looked at Tyreek McGee and said he was not a good player. I've said that he was not a complete player at the time. And I took him and completed him. And now he's playing extremely well for the national team. And things like that, Leon Bailey and Kyle Butler had me to fight for them. But what about those players who don't have a voice, who don't have a coach or a manager or an agent that's as zealous in protecting each day while you have left your country because you cannot work here anymore? Your credibility is zero.
So someone's saying, I guess this is a good point. When at what point do we get over that and move on from that? But I know it's a case where the thing is,
the problem is I was over it. The
people are
problem
bringing
is
it back up.
The journalist went on KLAS today and said that I was making all these demands. What demands do you make of a kid that wants to play under 17 for Jamaica?
Yeah.
What demands do you make? Can he come to training?
Yeah.
Can you feed him? What?
Sure. Yeah.
You're gonna ask for money? You can't ask for money. Nobody gets money.
Yeah.
What? You want a special bus for him? No, he doesn't need a special bus. I have one for him. I'll
Yeah.
take him.
It's a case where I mean, people are going to keep bringing it up, but you have to defend. Almost.
That's my job.
Yeah.
I'm his manager, and that's my job. It's
Yeah.
not Leon's job to come on this TV and say, Vin Blaine, stop telling lies on me, or Orville Higgins, stop telling lies on my dad.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my job to do that. That's why players are managers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's their job to deal with the business aspects, to deal with the name, the fame, the reputation of the player, and to build their players' portfolio.
Yeah.
So I have to be what you call a zealous advocate. Yeah. With zeal. Like a zealot.
Yeah, it's similar to it's similar to when he came out and said a few things last year or a couple years ago about the JFF situation.
Yeah.
And he went straight to national TV. And
because they were trying to say they're going to censor him. They're going to fine him. Cease and desist.
Yeah.
Cease and desist what?
I've never heard the
cease and desist what? Where you get that from? Wake up! This is like the real world.
Yeah.
And it led to the JFF having to have a contract with the players, treating them like professionals.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a contract with the players that they agree to certain things, and you agree to certain things, then you do not have the right to censor them or to charge them or fine them or whatever, because you don't have a code of conduct.
Yeah.
You don't have a code of behavior. You don't have things that they can say or can't say. There's no confidentiality clause anywhere. Mm-hmm. So if Leon spoke his mind, and to this day, having defended him and done so properly, he has turned around and everything he said was prophetic thus far.
Yeah, it's true.
Because we still have in the national team 1 million different players playing. We still have Tapanat finding his team. And we had to help him the other day on our show. Is our show on? No, it was on Sportsmax.
Sportsmax, yeah.
And we had to help him to say, listen, play Tyreek McGee, play a pressing game, and get the job done.
Yeah. Stop
backing off. We're fast guys. Where we back it off, the speed at which we defend, if we press in quadrants, will be good. And he used it. And it's a much better game than it ever was, night and day. Exactly. What will happen the next game? Is he going to go all the way back to what he did before? Because that's what he does. He does one good game, doing one thing right, and then he turns around and goes up total reverse and does the opposite. So
he won't be able to afford that because the first game is USA. So if you have a tough game against USA, I mean that can lead to a spiral down. So he has to come out for a very strong game. Those games are coming out soon. 2 weeks. We're about 2 weeks away. But so that was something that Coach wanted to speak about today. And I guess you said your piece, and anything else.
I just think about as an extraordinary talent. Yeah, we've been building several of those players like Leon in the academy. Dujan, Whisper Richards is one. Several of them. Isco, the midfielder, Mario Sims, young Dylan John, Jamani Bell, Skylar McFarlane, all of them coming up together. Jade Clark is a very, very good striker.
Yeah.
Now, what we need to do is to make sure there are no more Vin Blaines allowed to block these children.
Yeah.
Because they are the future. And whatever, I think the under 17s are going to be coming up soon. Mm-hmm. If you have a team, Jamaica wants you to pay and the world, the diaspora, pay very close attention. If you have a team recently, team that went to Aston Villa and beat Aston Villa, beat Crystal Palace, Reading, Brentford, etc. 5 of the 11 starters were able to represent Jamaica in the under 15.
Yeah.
We went in that under 15 to Dominican Republic, yes?
Yeah.
And we did not win a game.
Yeah.
and they perform atrociously.
Yeah, it was very poor performance.
Now, if that is the case, then are we planning to repeat the same cycle again, where we ostracize those five top guys?
Yeah.
You know, Dujon Richards' whisper is the one you cannot hide. But what about Jade Clark
Yeah.
and all of the others
Even
that are so good?
Xander.
Xander Bicknell, all of those others, Dante Peralta. Are we going to block them? Are you going to block them in this national under 17 that is coming up, the way you block the five in the under 15s?
So,
Are we
yeah.
does the JFF and the coaching at the JFF have a responsibility to this country, to the people of this country, that the best players we have available plays? Whether Craig Butler was the person that built them or not.
Yeah.
Let's face it, guys. You don't like it, but the truth of it is, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know how to build players, develop players. I've never recruited a player in my life. I build them myself. There are no other coaches teaching them stuff that I go out and pay. I do it. And only Phoenix coaches Phoenix.
Yeah.
So even my assistant coaches are players that I've developed that continue.
Yeah, you know the system. So do you think do we have to head out now, or
No, can't talk.
do you think it would benefit from having more of a transparent selection process? Like you know, and they would come out, here are the selections, and here's why
The
this player
problem
got selected.
is that they should have trials, and they should have people
That's true,
recommending players from all over, and they should have someone who goes out and picks those players. Yeah, I'm the weirdest person on the planet. If I find a player that is better than my player, I would choose him.
Yeah.
That's just how I am, because to me, I have a bigger responsibility to my country. And my big goal was to have Jamaica do so well at the World Cup that we'll get many, many more opportunities for people to build a life out of football and make money, and therefore bring it back to the country. So my goal is Jamaica, Phoenix, and the populace.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, we can go through some questions. I think we're waiting for somebody, but we'll see if they do show up. But if they don't, I know it has to be a quicker show anyway.
Yeah.
So some people are saying, also a lot of questions about Leon in general. Get well soon, Leon. Do you have an update on how his injury is looking?
About another 2 weeks.
Okay, in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So big up Wesley, saying big up Craig and the staff. Happy birthday, Casey, by Gaza Hero. If there's any other questions, feel free to bring them on. Very crucial games ahead. I guess it's going to be a question about the about Leon and the qualifiers. I guess that's basically 2 weeks away. So I guess it's a wait and see type of thing.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see, but I don't think that he will be available. Hurt his quad with the injury.
Yeah.
He's not feeling any pain now, and it's getting better, no problem. But
if you rush him,
it's not good. So
Yeah.
he may be here, he may be able to do it.
Okay.
But because Leon heals very quickly.
And I guess the other thing, remember, we've had 3 games out of 14 so far, so a lot more games to go. Name your starting 11. Are you asking about the Jamaican national team? I guess we don't have that. Has the call-ups been announced yet? I don't think so. So
I can tell you who I think should play.
yeah, who do you think? Who would say that?
Well, I think Nana should start in the back, Taxi at the left, Almas on the right. I think Grant should play the holding midfield. I think Tyreek should start in the attacking. You cannot leave Burke out of the team because of just his work rate.
His drive. Yeah.
And you cannot leave Shamar Nicholson out of the team because he's scoring.
Yeah.
So that leaves you with a couple more, you know.
Yeah. And did you say Antonio? Do you think he should be back into the starting?
I think
Or
if he
is
can
it?
come down and try and gel a little bit, he would be a good addition up there.
Yeah.
And if Leon isn't 100% fit, then it would be good to have Leon there and play maybe 20 minutes because he can change a game as he can show he can change a game
Yeah.
in 10 minutes.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Someone was saying that people in Jamaica haven't seen Leon perform at a high level or anything phenomenal for the national team. I mean, he wasn't even 100% these past. I think every trip. He injured himself in one of the trips because of the flight situation.
Yeah. It's all started those muscle
Yeah. Also, because that
out
trip.
with in economy traveling 12 hours and then going and playing right there with cramped up legs.
Then straight to a match, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the matches he did play in the Gold Cup, I think he did was very well. I mean, remember we were sitting here doing the watch along, and he almost he should have scored one, but I think he got called back. But I think it was iffy. But someone's saying Burke is injured. I didn't know that. Did he got injured for playing Philadelphia?
Yeah.
All Sports Jamaica was a big supporter. Says the Jamaican youth team program looks fitting for you, Craig, since the Crabs will let go of the senior team. I hope Crabs isn't a bad term here, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Listen, football is a team sport, and you have to have good tactics. So if you don't have good tactics as a coach organizing your team, if you have a problem,
Yeah.
When Phoenix went to England the other day, it was a well, so they went by themselves, and they went with Shelley McFarlane, a lady, Nicola McNell, a lady, Casey Butler, a lady, and Haley Butler, a lady, managing and coaching the teams.
Yeah.
Travis Blago joined them as there, but the systems were already in place. They knew exactly what they needed to do and did a great job.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Craig, which team do you support? I think I know the answer.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix has an answer. But
well, I like Aston Villa now that Leon is there.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Support of Leverkusen, obviously.
Leverkusen because Leon was there. Support Genk because Leon was there.
Exactly.
I support my friends Ajax because we were there.
St. Andrews
FC. But, the reality of it is you have to love football, period.
Yeah.
I don't have any
exactly
biases or hatred to any club. It's ridiculous.
Someone said Nicholson is injured. He actually did break his jaw. Did you hear it? He broke his jaw. Now, usually, I don't know, it was during the Charleroi match. Yeah, Charleroi. Now, sometimes I've seen players who've had that injury, wear a mask or some sort of facial. So maybe, well, I guess depends on how he feels coming up. But
all I'm saying is that there should be a proper, like for example, I took Phoenix out to Savlabar. We played against Baddings. We played against Frome, and we played against Godfrey Stewart. The main reason I went out there is not that I couldn't get games in Kingston. I play games in Kingston all the time. I wanted them to see the system that we use and to spread it so that they'd start to use it out there. And then we could have it blossom across the country so that when Tapa does get a player, whether or not he tells them, do this, they're going to do it anyway because that's what they used to do it. So you'll end up having that team. I'm spreading it from the outside in,
we have Shane on the call?
Hey Shane, Coach Shane. Hey Coach, you get better internet yet?
Yeah.
Oops, man. You never have good internet and you always have poor lighting.
No, I'm sitting down now, so I'm good.
All right. So tell us how things going.
Can't complain. Football season, 1 month back into the new season now, and so we're all over the place. We have a tournament this weekend, the older age group. The younger age group got 2 games tomorrow. Then The other two teams, they have training as usual. But yeah, been busy, man. Lot of showcases now for the kids that going off to college, you know. So
man.
the kids that born 04, 03, this is their time. From now until next July, it's their time to shine. So there's a tournament every other week all over the country, you know.
Yeah, I remember those days. Hey, I
Yeah.
see a question here. Which Phoenix players do you see going to play for a top European club? Let me name them for you right now. Dujon Whisper Richards. 6'3" by now. About that by now. Beast. Monster. Yeah. Top academy player of the Phoenix. Yeah. Top striker and winger. Yeah. Jane Clark, striker in the vein of Lewandowski. Yeah. Xander Bicknell, midfielder in the vein of Steven Gerrard and Glenn Hoddle. Why Glenn Hoddle? Glenn Hoddle used to be able to strike them from far, you know. Xander has that penchant. Ayodeji, our holding midfielder, is from Nigeria, top player. Dante Peralta plays at left back, right back, central midfielder, central defender. He is 6'1" now, 15 years old. He's at Bonner FC now in Germany. And I just got a report. Let me read what the coach said to me today. Coach Bettis.
No, I'll take it.
Here it is. He says, great news. I'm really happy about Dante being back. He developed greatly because with COVID, we took him back and had him here working. I said, what? My question was, what do you see of him? He says, a great defender is enormously clever in 1v1 situations. He knows how to use his physical strength and speed. This is great. And what I like the most is his drive to win and to improve in every session. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, awesome. And for me, every time I hear something like that, I know something. I'm a big coach. You understand? Big coach.
Yeah.
Because where Dante came from and to where he is now, you know, I'm looking forward to. Right now we have Thierry Mills, who's our winger and right back, and Jade Clark. They're leaving to go to Brookhouse. Got the student visas and they're heading over to England. Coming, and we're also getting and we're not sure we're getting here's my former captain of my under 30 just came in to get a puppy. So let him put it in my head and say hi. This is O'Neill Walters, yeah. And he's taking him, so he's gone. All right, see you. Take care of him. Yeah, but no problem. Yeah, but no problem. All right. Yeah, so as time has passed, we develop not just good players, we try to develop good people. And we have puppies here. Yeah. Every time our dogs have puppies, we give a puppy out to one of the kids. So he came for one for his son.
That was a puppy?
That was a puppy, yeah. Came for one for his son, so he will take him and raise him. You need to take care of puppy if you know it's good for you. Yeah, so what I wanted to say to you was about the players. I lost my train of thought. Don Hugh Mitchell. Woof. That's Koulibaly and company in one. What a defender. Calm, cool, collected. You know, Brian Mullings or goalkeepers. Those monsters in the goal. But people, better you not ask me who will make it into Europe. You need to ask me what could stop them from making it. And the only thing really is themselves. Sure, yeah. You know, because all of them have all the tools. Dylan Judd, Jamani Bell, Sean Layton, Skylar Mack. Top talent. That's Mitchell there a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a link, but remember, guys, we have this new channel that we launched, and as you can see, we're just uploading training, everything like crazy. So we have all the matches that were from England here. So here it is versus Harrogate Town as well. So this is most of the players that you were mentioning were in these matches. So just yeah. So I guess that's sort of the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of them can make it. It's just a matter of themselves. Coach Shane, what do you see when you see these players play, especially during this England tour? Have you had a chance to watch some of these matches?
I haven't watched the full games, but I follow the page and I follow Craig obviously. So whenever he posts something, I see it. I saw a lot of the highlights, and I'm telling you, right now, the kid you mentioned earlier is Bucknell, the one that you said Steve Gerrard and Glenn Huddle. I like him a lot in that midfielder because in that midfield role, I see him as a kid that could help the national team in the future. I see him pick one up from about right there at the center circle, let the ball run across his body, took one more touch, and just rifle it into the top of the net. I think that was against Aston Villa.
Yeah. He did 2 actually in that game.
Yeah. All these kids, man. I even on the surface, that's not so great. You could see that technically they're very good players. And you could see that whenever they go on a pitch like this, for example, it's easy.
You see, one of the things that are shared is that a lot of people have been saying, Jamaica needs to improve the pitches in order to improve the quality of the players. No. We need to improve the coaches to improve the quality of the players.
Yeah, for sure.
The pitches, the worse the pitches is, the harder it is for the player to control the ball, the more he has to keep his eye on the ball. Yeah. The more his skills have to improve. So when he does get on a smooth pitch, they don't even need to look at the ball. Look at these players playing. Yeah. Look at Watson, Green, or Phoenix, right?
Just look at the movement.
One touches and passing. Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching them and I'm looking at everything football, the movement. They're moving sideways, backwards. They're not turning their back, running away from the ball. I mean, it's everything. I'm very impressed, man. I look at those kids and it's a mirror of what you see at the professional level.
Yeah. So another question: would you allow Phoenix players to play in the local Premier League, the local Jamaican Premier League? I've heard a lot of horror stories now from former players. Even Errol Stevens, who lives on my block. I was talking to him. He played one match, 15 minutes, and they're playing in the AstroTurf, injured right away. So that AstroTurf, I think, is it looks nice, but I think it's hurting a lot of players. It causes a lot of injuries. But
the question you asked me is if I'd allow Phoenix players to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I'd allow the players to play in the Premier League that I don't have any intentions of them making it to the next
level. Very good.
For those who can't, I don't think will make the jump, go play in the Premier League or go and do a college scholarship or something.
Yeah.
Those that I believe have the quality, I would get them out as quickly as they reach 16, 17 to go and start their lives as pros. Football is played in a brutal way in Jamaica. Referees are raised just like how our footballers have been raised to be very physical and accept physicality in the sport. That is no longer the case in real football. Mm-hmm. Contact in the box is a penalty, not when you kick out the man to the point you have to call an ambulance for him, then you blow the penalty.
Yeah.
And so the situation is that the Premier League games are very brutal, very physical, very not too creative. Yeah. And so it has a lot to do with the mentality and the what's left situation. Because when you have a player that's played in the Premier League in Jamaica, it's because he couldn't make it at the pro. He didn't get a scholarship in college, and he really has nothing else that he can do. So he's hoping that this is his last resort. He's what's left in the country. His last resort, because if they had options, even to go to El Salvador or anywhere else, they would have gone.
Yeah.
So what you have is more physical players left there.
I would say you're correct for majority of the league. There are players that play in the Premier League and they are able to get something. Like McGee played in the Premier League.
And McGee left the Premier League and went to Eupen and sat on the bench for 2 years.
For you.
Not on the first team, the second team. Until somebody took him and corrected him, helped him to realize where he needed to go, get him proper training. Yeah. So, and get him proper development. And now he's doing very well. Yeah. But that somebody was educated in Europe.
I see.
Yeah. So forget that the somebody was me, but somebody who understood what he needed. Maggie would be in Jamaica right now, playing in the Premier League, probably winning it over and over, and can't move. Or in Belgium, live out the rest of his contract and don't play. You know? But now it's totally different because he's a full complete Maggie. Right foot, right side, left side, strong mentally, strong physically, powerhouse machine, ready to go. Full of skill and creativity, which he had from before. But now he has it on both sides.
And he has the drive now. Before it seemed like he was just relaxing on the pitch. So some more questions. We had some questions about Nico Brett. Are you familiar with how he's been playing in the he's been playing decently in the USL?
Nico Brett he's a good player, just needed opportunity. You know?
Yeah, he's leading the USL right now, but obviously the USL,
if they have sense, if they really have sense, they call Kemar Reid. Right now, he look like he have players injured. Kemar Reid, the bag man, call him. Call Martin Davis.
How old is Kemar Reid now?
23, 24.
He's still young.
Oh, wow.
He's still young.
Yeah? Dominate the Maltese Premier League.
He should get a sniff at the next level. For Jamaica.
And this is what hurt me, because when Leon was playing in those teams that in Phoenix that would have won the under 13, under 15, under 17, you know what's playing right there beside him? Kemar Reid. Yeah, but they never called Kemar Reid because Kemar Reid is from Phoenix. And they'll still not call him because he was from Phoenix. Martin Davis was at Harborview, and they called him for the under 23s. He played. They called him for the under 17s. He played. They called him for everything. The minute Martin Davis failed and stopped doing well at Harborview in the midfield, and I took him and rebuilt him and repurposed him and sent him off to Europe, and he was now associated with Craig Butler, Martin Davis played in the Europa qualifiers the other day for Zira. He's one of the top scorers at Zira, came third in the league. And they still haven't called the kid. Why? Because because Craig Butler fix him and mill him. So you don't call him. So this is where I have a problem with people that recognizing the importance of national over self, over personal. I don't like some people in the national program setup. Let me give you an example. See, Rudolph Speed, we were always enemies, you know? Always competing against. He was Cavaliers and Phoenix. We don't like each other. We're out there. He had the political side because he was in positions in the CASAFA. He was president of CASAFA at one time or whatever. And we're fighting, competing every day. But you know one thing I always had? I could look him dead in the eye, and he could look me dead in the eye. There was no hypocrisy to it.
There was respect.
Respect. You understand? Now, you don't have to like someone to respect them. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're honorable to me and you don't mess with me or mess with my players, I don't have a problem with you. The minute that you attack or hurt one of my players, I'm your enemy for life. Nothing you can do, no apology you can give me will ever forgive you. That's my one thing. You can't get me to change. yo, you see like how Theodore Whitmore took over the national under 17, under 23, under 23 from Donovan Duki. Brought in his player Lambert, Kevon Lambert, and pushed Kyle Butler, the captain of the team, to the bench and refused to let him play until 10 minutes of the last game when Duki just broke free and said, listen, I don't care, I'm going to make him play. And then Kyle showed Jamaica what he could do. Yeah. Up until that point, in 10 minutes, Kyle changed everything. Yeah? Up until that point, they were selling the narrative that Craig Butler was just pushing Kyle Butler and he was no good. And nobody wanted him because he was no good. The minute they saw those passes off of that boy's foot, the world said he was right. The boy is good. Yeah. And immediately after that, Tapa went. They called the under 20 team to go to Japan.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Kyle was able to captain the under 23 under Duki until Tapa came at the tournament and took over. But when Tapa picked the team for the under 20 to go to Japan, he totally left out Kyle out the team. Yeah. Yeah? And that's why there's something called poetic justice and karma. Jamaica got 9-0 from
that was a bad
from Japan.
Yeah.
And Kyle made a post, he took it down, but he made a post that how can I be the captain or make the national under 23 as a starter and I cannot be called for the national under 20? You see? Till the day I die, I can never respect Theodore Whitmore. That's just the facts. Yeah? He's the national coach.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can to support him, Shane. Because he's a national coach, but he has no respect to get from me.
Coach, I could chime in on that. As a guy, I'm a fairly young coach in the game. I'm coaching my son. I have 2 other sons that's going to play and a daughter. I know Kyle been unfairly treated. You know, no matter what Kyle do, they're going to always say it's because of his father. You know, no matter what he does, and that's unfortunate. No matter what he does.
Very sad, you know, very sad situation because that was a kid that loved this country and would have given his heart and soul for Jamaica.
Yeah,
all these players, they've been raised to love their country. And it eventually broke the relationship between even me and my own son.
Yeah, you know, they give him a raw deal.
Play football because they broke his heart.
Yeah. No, I can see the bigger picture. I know that for a fact. Because again, the kid from where he was playing on all your travels, right? The level that he was playing and he was consistently playing and performing, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in consideration.
Listen, I am managing Tyreek McGee now. Yeah. And I rate him, love him, respect him. When Tyreek last season was in the second team of iPad, right? And he was called to the national team several times. When Kyle was at Genk, he was in the second team of Genk. He top scored the league. And Genk won the league.
Yeah, I mean,
Jamaica said they don't know what he can do or what he can't do.
That's madness.
All over the internet.
Madness.
Yeah? But
madness.
Until this is over, until the powers that be of the JFF and everybody come together and recognize that this is one country, and Craig Butler is not here to destroy you. Craig is here to help you. Because my agenda is a national agenda. It is the alleviation of poverty through the vehicle of football. Imagine 30 players playing professional from different inner city communities.
That's unheard of. That will never happen again.
Yeah, sending back money to them country, them community to help people. Not just that, but the motivational factor of a kid saying, if he can do it, why can't I?
Yeah.
All of these things.
That won't be replicated. I know that.
Well, I want it to be replicated, and if it isn't replicated, then I didn't do my job, because I don't want to be like Mark Mendel, that came with a great plan, did great for a while, died, and all his dreams and things he did died with him. I don't want to be David Wagga Hunt, that Ben Haven died with him.
Yeah.
I want, when I die, that there's a legacy, that if I'm ever capable of a spirit to be a ghost, I want to fly to a World Cup and in my dopey state, watch Jamaica in the semi-final or final dominating with these guys.
Yeah.
That is why I raised my own daughter, to be a manager.
Man, look, you see,
from day one, I teach her everything I could possibly teach her.
Hey, of all the good things you're doing, that's what I admire the most with Casey. You know what I'm saying? Because
big boss.
That's important. You have to look at that and smile, because at the end of the day, and she's responded positively to it. I'm watching her with the youths in Europe, and I'm like, wow, man.
Hey, hey, that girl don't joke, the boss. That is the big boss, When the big boss, big 6 foot and whisper, whisper. Go over there, so and stay over there. Whisper us. Okay.
Yeah.
Big boss.
So
let us go, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of Casey, she might be
she's out there upset right now. It's her birthday, and I'm supposed to take our country, and we're here on show, we're not staying much longer.
Yeah, so
we're gonna get out.
A couple things. I want to ask everybody to, again, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is where we're posting all the training sessions. We're going to have yesterday's training session up today.
And anyone who wants to try out for the academy, we always have trials 3 times a week. Just contact Brandon.
Yeah, so you can contact Football Academy. I'll type it. I got my shot, so my arm is a bit weak. Football Academy at phoenixja.com. So email that to email. It's in the chat. Football Academy at phoenixja. Maybe not 3 times a week, because we want to make sure the trialists all come and
talk to Brandon.
Yeah, so we're gonna schedule out the trials. The next one's gonna be probably a week in October. We're gonna look at, and that's when we're gonna bring on. We had a pretty successful one last time. We found some good players, and the players are gonna be back. We had how many, like 20 different trialists come on. It was crazy. And then not only that, there's some people tell their friends, and they're coming. And it's we try to keep it organized. So please email that email, and then we send out when the next trial is. And if you were in a trial before and you want to come back, you can on the next trial date. If you weren't one of those selected. But Coach Shane, thanks for coming on the short notice. We appreciate it.
Let me ask you a question, Craig. So the kids that's coming on trial, are they coming prepared with the proper equipment?
Well, we asked them to.
Yeah, we asked them. Most do come with the equipment.
Most do, but obviously some don't. Don't have.
Well, let me see if I could. Maybe let's talk off the air. Maybe that's something that I could contribute to. Have something for them for the trialists, whether it's boots, gears.
No problem.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No
balls,
problem. Respect,
stuff like that.
I'll get Coach to send me your number. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a garage full of balls, boxes, brand new balls.
That's perfect.
Bring them, come, Brandon.
Yeah, I'll contact you. Please subscribe to this.
Also, there are some schools that have been working with us in Godfrey Stewart, a couple others that need help. Let's do it.
I have too much stuff here that I need to send over there, man.
All right, we're going to coordinate it.
We actually have an academy league that was started, and you can.
Makala.
Yeah. All right, I'm out. See you guys.
See you guys.
Next time.
Respect. And Aston Villa, up the Villa, make sure they do some winning this weekend.
Yeah.
Respect.
All right.